every small and large landlord needs to have this to protect themselves. If they don't, they're doing something wrong. So now we've got hundreds of properties. We have thousands of rentals over the years. And one of the things that really is important that we've drummed home is that we have to have protection. And there's all different forms of protection. We're going to talk about that today. Once again, if you're interested in owning a rental property, or own a few rental properties now, then make sure you bring out a pen, take some notes, and let's get into it. So one of the things that really important to really have for protection is a base layer is obviously insurance. And there's all different types of insurance. Everyone always thinks about general liability, and you're gonna make sure you have the right set, and you wanna talk to maybe a mortgage or insurance broker, and they can help really guide you on what the best for the type of rental property you have, maybe the area, the class, and making sure you have the right coverage. We also try to do it every year as we sit down with our insurance broker, go through all of our policies, look at our deductible, look at what we're coverage, are we needing to bump up what the average cost per square foot that we're covered on, and we kind of reassess that. But one insurance policy that people don't often talk about, and I was just talking to my friend Antonio actually, and who's right behind the camera right now, and, and a lot of landlords, especially smaller landlords, don't even think they need this. And that's called an E&O policy, or an errors and omissions policy. This is something that you see a lot of doctors maybe have, or lawyers have. And that's for basically an issue that you might have done when you wrote a contract wrong. Maybe you did something a little questionable. I have a story on that one. We'll go over that from another landlord and how he learned from it. But maybe you advertised and you said something that could be construed differently or wrong. An errors and omissions policy will help kind of cover you and have a protection. And it's honestly, we have that on our property. I think it costs us about $5,000 a year, so it's not that expensive. Now we have hundreds of properties. It's probably much cheaper, and I don't know your market, so you want to talk to an insurance broker to see what the cost would be for your area. But this is kind of something that comes up, and I wanted to kind of talk about a story of a friend who's a property management company that did not have this. And also, if you're using a property manager, they better have this. If they don't have that, that's even less protection for you, because they're writing all your leases, they're having all these contracts, and something is going to go wrong. Even if you have a lawyer review it, yes, you have their errors and omissions that you can go after, but still, you want extra layers of protection. It's an onion. More layers, the better. One of these companies that I've known for years, they had a lease that they'd been using for many, many, many years. And in one of the clauses, it was something to the effect that basically all children must be supervised, or something to that effect. It was, I don't remember the exact specifics, but they got a lawsuit that then went into a class action lawsuit where all of their leases over time, they were looking at and bringing it all to case. And they had to basically hire a lawyer, do all that, but none of this was covered under their insurance because they didn't have an errors and omissions. And they were sued for, if I recall correctly, it was about $500,000. Luckily, they did settle. I think they settled for a little under $150,000. But still, that cost them a lot of money that if they had the E&O policy, maybe they would have only had to pay the first $15,000 or $10,000 deductible, and the rest would have been covered, their lawyer fees plus the settlement. And so all too often, like I was talking to Antonio, most people don't even know about this. Most insurance brokers maybe not even sharing this, because maybe these insurance brokers are just a general insurance broker. They're not focused on real estate investors. Just like lawyers, there's real estate brokers, insurance brokers that focus on investment property landlords, or the insurance, just kind of broad-based home insurance. You really want to make sure you are talking to individuals that are specialized in what the field that you're looking for. And I think that's what I see all too often. People get generalized. I was just talking to one of my electricians who hired a lawyer who is a general lawyer for handling tenant landlord laws. You need to make sure these people are specific, because they're going to know the ins and outs of all the cases on your rental property or your legal matters, whatever it might be. This is something that I think that most people need to know. There's a lot of other protections, but one of the base ones is insurance. Besides general liability, is getting an E&O policy. And this is something that I would highly recommend checking with an insurance broker local to you, and what it would look like for you and protecting you. And even if you have 2 units or you have 100 units, It's really good protection. Even if your property manager has it, it's something to look at as another layer of protection for yourself. Hope this was helpful, and I'll check you out on our next video. Thanks a lot.